This is Stan. I'm looking at the Pacific Palisades. The scope of this, the area's devastated. As we head out toward the ocean, I can't see this and I won't be able to hear it off of this phone. But there's Malibu and Malibu Creek State Park. Topanga Canyon, where I've spent many hours and days and nights recording songs and working with horses and other. It's not about me, it's about devastation. It's about that reservoir's dry. And it's about how they kill voices. You see in the aftermath of President Trump coming here, you see the way they worked disrespectfully when he was here. Traci Park, with Paris and Tokyo with Karen Bass, neighbor married, my friend married, behind a heartbreaking, face-breaking canal, rapes and murders. You know, I live in this triggered, elevated central nervous system state for a long time. So they had starvation to the ostracization and the blacklisting and the gaslighting. I think President Trump, and a lot of people know about that now from personal experience. So I've been aware, sadly aware, from unfortunate inside access. I had 5 orthopedic surgeries as a motion picture studio grip. Very happy with my career. I'm a go-ahead guy. Grips play in pain. We have to. We're yelled at if we want to run to the cottage hospital for a second. If we get cut, we said, don't bleed on the sets, and somebody puts grip tape over you. And actually, it's a wonderful discipline. Back in the days before green screens and computers, and even today on the sound stages, there's a lot of hard rigging and construction work as well as the production work. I'm going to be 74 in July if I make it. There's the Horizon Rest Rape Rooms. It's unavoidable for me because I'm trapped here. I tried to get out in the early days of the lockdown, but they had my guitars in the shop being repaired, and I, like an entire life, invested in my work tools. Once I had to put the hammer down, I had to pick another hammer up. Now they made me put the guitar down, and I'm going to pick a big fucking hammer up. Because when your back's to the wall and there's blood on your boots, you know, you go swimming at the gay lifeguard stand. And you slowly rise out of the cognitive dissonance after enough attacks, after enough anti-Semitic staff, otherwise unemployable. It's refreshing not to see it. Otherwise unemployable, expunged felons, and worse. Of course, from always out of the area. There's a bigger picture about who controls the St. Joseph's Center land, formerly St. Joseph's Homeless Center. A behemoth compound, multi-story, multi-building compound in the middle of our artistic beach town, right near the Google Binoculars building, and RAND, which has got to get its funding pulled and sued, and some of their people imprisoned because of the information that we have. Oddly enough, it's right across the street from the Santa Monica Superior Court, where a vicious, brutal, cowardly, stupid DEI Superior Court judge. We're going to pull the transcripts. We're going to get legal teams to get busy. Got to be no statute of limitations on accessory to murder and murder. Dr. Jupansky called it murder when he was still on the air. Ineligible for the mission job, an important job in our city. Of course, they dumped him and got some zealot who says all the right things that you think you want to hear. But faith is action when the shit hits the fan. Police chaplain Steve Weller, God rest his soul, close friend of mine, knew that faith was action. Foursquare Church. It's a big story here. Sadly, sad to say. It's Carl Lambert Investments Building. Carl Lambert Investments Building. Behind them, Carl Lambert Investments Building. Carl Lambert Investments Building. I love developers. I love honest developers. But for all their greenery, social crap, it's all ideological, fascist crap. We've lived in the absolute epicenter, microcosm of the 15-minute city, because this HUD housing thing is a trick here that processes people in a factory-like manner that I'll explain, not unlike the last time a political pontiff was giving a salute. You want to talk about Elon Musk being in joy? You want to talk about Elon Musk being in joy? I'm a Jew. My father was born in Nazi Poland. Hashem. Rabbi Jesus. There was no. Going to take more than two of you to take me at this point. If those are Chief Moore cops, hopefully they're our Navy. Because this is the center, it's all here, aerospace, Google, Rand, Abbott Kinney Boulevard. The dynamic change that was easy for real estate agent philosopher Jack V. Hoffman. How green. You get the fuck out here and pick up the shit off your $800 distorted, perverted dog that's probably going to die because it's so, bred to. Hello, sweetheart. So I have no thanks. So it's me and you. And I'm going to get Ringo Starr into this rap too, if this phone is still on. He's out there talking to himself. He told you he was crazy. He must be service resistant. He must hate gays and blacks and blah, 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 blah. But if a clerk wants to get you in a mental institution without benefit of a psychiatrist or a doctor or your family doctor or even one of their doctors, you've got an interesting situation going on. So we're going to talk about patient drops and prison drops. And I'm going to show you in the world, with the help of some kind professionals or assistant editors and or one lawyer with balls. Devastation is massive. Which end is it? Which end is which end? That's the job of a songwriter to figure out. And express and surrender if he can't avoid the inspiration, which I can't, so. Good God Almighty, Buffalo to Venice Beach. I don't care if you like the music, take the music off, listen to whatever you want to listen to. Slow it down. Every picture tells a story. Or turn it up and let the neighborhood rock. I mean, I never hear it on good speakers. I just bleed for it. So, the reservoir was dry. Traci's a liar. She's been a liar since before she was selected as a vicious Loyola Marymount puppet, where they put Ed Bug partner Meth Mike Bonnet, the sickest, schadenfreude laden, psychosexually disturbed bitch that ever waddled out of Clinton, Massachusetts, became a rich drug addict, went to Harvard, you know, probably loved the last one who was a plagiarist and a dummy like Superior Court Judge Bobby Tillman. I tell you, I dream of Nuremberg, you know, and I'd like to take pictures at the execution. I was a liberal for so long, you know. There's certain people I could look right in the eye and watch them die. And calmly accept that and let them know that somehow. I'd be sad that they're not suffering more. Like my friend Rick as I performed CPR on this boardwalk. The same day that Garcetti came down here with Chief Moore money to sell us a fucking open crack smoking bridge house, taking more territory and treasure as NGOs do, especially if they're so powerful that, like Roger Mahoney, they own the police, and Garcetti, his papal visits, dirty Roger Mahoney pedophile protection racket was censored by the previous Holy Father. This one gets a picture with him. Newsom, Pelosi, Garcetti, Mahoney. Boy, that's the lyrics of a song. No wonder I get blacklisted, huh? That's a good one. I gotta get back to work. I'm a miracle of God, because I've walked the distance of halfway across this country, at least 1,500 miles barefoot in this sand to the Venice Pier, but mostly in the breakwater rocks around and round, crippled in a brace, sick from precancerous esophageal, laser surgeries for Barrett's, you know, and kept on coming back with large dysplasia. But, you know, I'm a grip. You take care of shit. I probably got that too because of all the ibuprofen. But what you do is you man up and you face it. And I did. I went through all those surgeries and the pain and getting taken out of the culture. But, you know, I had dance and other training as a kid before I got more into music in New York City where I grew up. And I copied the moves of the surfers. And I slowly was able to stretch and brace and walk here with a suit and with my Sony headphones on in a suit after driving 1,000 miles and ending up at a studio in Sonoma County somehow to finish a Nashville track where I'd rewritten the songs because, good God almighty, Venice Beach is a song that I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. The police ended up coming to that session. I'm proud of myself. I was glad to see him. Keep them hippies safe. What's it turn to? What's it turn to? Lapsed hippie censor motherfuckers hating each other and then hooking up with a teenager when you're 70. I mean, fuck you, idiots. You censors. Absent. Music Cares, as director of publicity for Rhino in the 80s, a small local indie, now the premier Warner Brothers label. Promoted the first comic release for Bob Samuda at the direction of Richard Foos, which actually got me into left politics, and I was proud to do it. I did a lot of hard work, service work. I know it's been captured by the BLM Becky Dennison Snow Whites playing killers. What they've done to me, budging me in my own apartment before I was stabbed. Horizon Apartments LLC, the most serially violent single address in Venice, and a cash cow. And they want you to hate the homeless. And I hate them more than you do, because they take the possibility of non-criminals and seniors who might be disabled. And by the way, I'm not disabled. I'm otherwise abled. They're petrified to put me on a stage or allow me to do what I do and make me sick when I come back from all of that. To my own amazement, on the phones was afraid of to find, whoa, 3,000 views, 10,000 views, what's happening? Well, they knew what was happening. Zuckerberg knew what was happening. The FBI knew what was happening because Hunter Biden was here by our kids' state park, where the hotels that you think are important to support the tax base were fencing this off for a hot gay boy pay event and telling the international tourists, because that's their